I recreated the hero of this horror movie first because it was easiest. No, I did not do another Jane Austen film, though you can expect that from me. Pride and Prejudice and Zombie, their villain, the actual villain was weak. So you will definitely not see a nice Elizabeth Bennet in this YouTube video. No, it's an entirely different damsel in distress and heroine that I'm doing Sleepy Hollow. I will go over all the characters that I created. I made him a vest. The cravat I already had that's a little ornate for Ichabod Crane. I made his vest, neckline, gloves, and belt. Gave him a sword and, of course, a head. I also stole his original head and gave him a skull. From the Dollar Tree, of course. Did I leave Christina Ricci out? Of course not. And she is where my tutorial lies. I'm making her dolly creation next. I'm going to be turning this unfortunate Rapunzel into my damsel in distress. How does that even happen? I don't know. I've always been intimidated by this hair and the stain that she has on her eyebrow. It does look like gold paint. And I've had her for a couple years now, but I'm really scared of how bad this hair actually is. That actually hurt. So I had to use a cloth, and it does not want to come undone. It's pretty bad. It's a lot worse than I actually thought it would be. It does look like it's been one side is shorter. I don't think it is. I think it is just from how curly and nappy the hair is. And this feels so dry that I believe I used 4 different types of conditioner plus the hair food that I usually use, and it really didn't seem to make that big a difference. I think with this doll, Disney did use cheaper hair than they normally do on their Disney dolls because it is just in really bad shape. And it's just very crunchy and dry. And I know I've said this before, but I was wrong. Even though this doll is rooted extremely well, it is the worst condition dry hair that I've ever seen on a doll. I've combed everything out, but it's still very dry in the ends. I've cut off a little, and then I cut off a lot more because once it was dry, it was clear that it was in such bad shape. I did braid it all the way down when I wanted it into the consistent hairstyle. I did braid more than I would have because the outer layer that was in the braid before, the full-length Rapunzel braid, was the worst condition of the hair, even though the hair overall is not good quality compared to their other dolls. I never really use patterns, but I do draw things out on felt when I'm using felt so I can get the shape that I want. I took that out. I sewed it to a vest shape. The plans is to eventually turn this into a corset, but I needed lace sewed into the top to complete this look because that's what it appears that is Christina Ricci's character wearing in the movie. I loosely sewed this in so it wouldn't show too much on the outside. It did not. It does look very pretty. I will, I believe, cut down the bottom part a little because I think it's a little long, and I sewed in lace so it will stay on until I build in the corset section. For the dress that I'm making, there is an obvious faux jacket that she's wearing. It wouldn't really work in real life because it wouldn't fit. However, I am making the faux jacket with the pattern and cutouts so it looks as realistic to the movie as possible. I sewed up the arms out of scrap material from everything else. And I'm going to put that in here. You want to make sure it's going the right direction so it looks correct. But here I'm going to show you how I sew it. It's the only sewing I'm actually going to show you. I put it right side out, and then I make sure that this outside portion is going the right direction, so when I'm sewing it and you turn the jacket right side out, the arm is going the right direction. I always have the seam facing towards the bottom, so in the armpit region, and that is just the best look for this type of material. I always use felt for stuff like this that would be harder to make. You want to make sure that when you turn it right side out, there's no material coming out and that there's no spacing that shouldn't be there. There was a bustle in the picture and I can't do a big bustle right now, so I'm doing a little faux one with the jacket. I sewed it just a quick stitch and gathered it so it will be a little bigger than it otherwise would be. I had a lot of this material, which is generally the same color. I did have to iron it, which is the bane of my existence. So I'm going to cut it to the general length that I need, and then I'm just going to do a gather stitch. And then I'm going to sew up the good side to good side and sew up this so it's generally a skirt shape. But after that, I'm attaching ribbons so I can tie it tighter. I should have made it a little smaller and gathered it a bit more. You couldn't see the buttons when I sewed them on because the photos got lost and were blurry, but this was the look I was going for. It was gray in some scenes and a bluish gray in others. You can tell me how I did and how you think I did. I didn't do the iconic striped look because that dress, they actually painted on the stripes and I could not do that. So you can tell me how you think I did recreating the dress that I did do. I tried to recreate some of the scenes. I know she's got too happy of a face to be the character in the movie, but I did really have fun making this dress and I hope that you like it. The jacket is removable. It's not a faux jacket like in the movie. But this was fun, and I do want to thank Raiinbow Bitez for doing all of the prompts with me. It was so much fun. I'm sure we will do some kind of great collab in the future, but I am happy that this is the last summerweendolls because this was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. Thank you to everyone who has made and will make these collab prompts. The playlist will be closed on September the 15th, and I will do a shout out video for everyone who made at least one video for the summerweendolls after that. But thank you for watching this video. Remember to watch Raiinbow Bitez and any of the other channels that will be linked in my description. Thank you for watching. Bye!